Now in this Sketchup snippet we're going to start talking a little bit about how Sketchup uses something called inferences. Now inferences are a thing which help you to draw accurately. You will have spotted, especially when you're drawing but also when you're moving, that you can pick up things, for example, by endpoints, by midpoints, and you can also pick up something by the center. For example, if I go to this midpoint and then go to this midpoint and then drag across to the middle, it actually shows me there that I'm now at the point where those two midpoints line up with each other. So for example, if I wanted to draw a circle here, lined up exactly in the center, you can see I'm lined up here in the middle, and I'm also lined up here in the middle because those two little black spots appear at each midpoint. So now I can draw my circle. Let's make it accurate by typing in a radius of 120, and then I can make my indentation in it as I wish. So inferences are really useful to help you work in an accurate way. Now we've seen endpoints, we've seen midpoints, but what happens if you have a circular object and you want to draw something in the center of that? Well, SketchUp allows you exactly the same way to find the center. So if I've taken my circle tool and I'm going to move, and I'm just going to touch the edge here and then move in towards the middle, and at a certain point it's going to tell me there I am at the center. Okay, do that again. On my edge, move in until it snaps to the center. Now I know I'm drawing this circle exactly from the middle, and in this case I want my radius to be 160. And I'm actually going to just make a quick copy of that part there by using the move tool and hitting the option key. Just drag that across there before I use the push-pull tool to push that down all the way through. And I'm going to do that just by touching the bottom here, and I know then that I've gone all the way through like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a part, kind of a plug, which kind of fits into that hole. Now in reality it would have to be a tiny bit smaller, but for the purposes of this demonstration I'm just going to make it exactly the same size. And I'm going to make this 360 tall. And of course, because I'm going to make these two parts fit together with each other, I need to make them into components. So first of all, make this a component. Second of all, make that a component. And now this also is going to show me that, or show you, that you can also use a center point to move to another center point. So I'm going to pick that point, or pick this object, this component up using the move tool. And again, I'm going to just touch the edge, and then that shows me the center point is over here. And you can see it says centering component. I'm going to grab it by that point using the move tool and move it. Now this doesn't always work, because sometimes SketchUp gets a little confused about what's further away and what's closer. So if this happens, you can do it the other way around. Don't take the mountain to Muhammad, bring Muhammad to the mountain. I'm going to touch that edge there, grab it by the center, and then snap that by touching this edge onto that center there. So now I've got this part positioned exactly in the center of this hole. Now if that's not correctly lined up or not in the correct position, I can then use my move tool again to move it, and this time I want to move it directly up on the blue axis. And if I'm having some problems like that, for example, where it doesn't know whether I want to be on the blue axis or not, once it's on the blue axis, if I hold down shift, I can just move it up and move it to any position I want in the vertical direction.